begin. So let's wait here a little bit. I'm sure some people will come. I took my walk today. There's Mandy. Alright? Huh? Thank you, Mandy. Who else we got here? I can't see. Huh? Folks, I can't even believe it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll tell you something. The older you get, time just goes by quickly. Alright, and abide by our community guidelines. Rhonda, how are you? That's cool. Cool, Rhonda. Doing by an equine veterinarian. Nice. Folks, I want to ask you a question. Okay? Every day, we are getting slapped in the face. Every day, we're getting slapped in the face. You know who's slapping us? Our government. Our United States government. From our president to the Congress and to the Senate. Okay? Not one single one of them care about you or me. You can believe it, not believe it. It's entirely up to you. You got kicked by your horse, Rhonda. Well, we're getting kicked every day by the government. And I want to tell you, folks, $100 billion because Trump put tariffs on everybody. They got $100 billion. And who paid for them? You did. I do. Okay? We pay for it by going to the grocery store, going to the gas station, going to restaurants, your telephone, your TV, you name it, you're paying more for everything. Okay? But who are they giving the money to? Not you. They're giving to companies like Amazon, Facebook, and all these here. I believe I met Joy Brancato one time. Okay, I can't really remember. Alright, I know a lot of you love the gangster stories. Alright, and if you want gangster stories, okay, I tell them on my getting, you got to sign up, become a member of the Gangster Circle, because that's where I put out very different information and where I tell you about gangster stuff. So if you love the gangster stuff, you want information before anybody else gets it, become a member of the Gangster Circle. And folks, I want to thank everybody who's been purchasing my book. For some reason, this past week, my book sales have increased tremendously. And guess what? Every purchase is made by a woman. All right? I like effects. Thanks for coming. What difference does it make if I'm older or Mitch McConnell is older? We're about the same age. I think he's a few years older. But the thing is, he doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know what day it is. But then again, none of our Congress or Senate know that. Okay? They only know how much money that they can get from the different lobbyists. Simon from Denmark, beautiful country. I never been there. Hello, Candy Cole. All right, Brooklyn. Okay. Well, why am I getting all these notifications? I don't have my notifications on, and I'm getting notified. I don't know why. All right, folks. The Trump administration has refunded about 100 billion in tariff revenue to major corporations. I apologize, my friend. Boy, I tell you, it's a Friday. It's getting busier than hell here. All right. Okay. They're giving the money back to major corporations, corporate importers, following a Supreme Court ruling that declared the sweeping import duties illegal. See, Trump don't give a shit if it's legal or illegal. It don't make a difference to him. Okay? He's going to do anything he wants for his friends. For his friends, not you. And he said that. Remember when they asked him, what are you going to do about affordability? He says, I can't think of that. I'm only concentrated on this war in Iran. That's all he cares about because his daddy, Bibi Netanyahu, gives him his marching orders and he marches to them. Why? Because of all the money that he got. Yeah, folks, you get my, I get upset here. Okay? Folks, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Okay? I just don't understand why people, they want social media. Okay? They like to go watch different people, but they can't hit the like. They can't give them a heart on Instagram. Okay? What's wrong with people? Okay? You just don't care about others. Start caring. Okay? And it'll come back to you. All right, large corporations, thousands of U.S. businesses, and major importers that originally paid the tariff are receiving the repayments. We paid for them, folks. We paid for it by going to the grocery store. We're paying, not them, because they passed those tariffs on to us. But you're not understanding that for some reason, or you just don't care. All right? Apple received an estimated 2.2 billion refund. Apple, like they need it. Okay? Well, you know how much the phones are, the computers. You're paying for it, but they're getting the money, not you. And they're not passing the cost back down to us with lower prices. They're not doing that. All right? Ford. Ford Motors received 1.3 billion. Amazon received 600 million. Nike received an estimated 300 million. All right? The Supreme Court struck down the administration's Liberation Day tariffs imposed under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. See how Trump gets stuck though? It's always an emergency economic thing. Okay? Ruling that the president lacked the unilateral authority to enact them. Yeah, he didn't have the authority, but he did it. All right? Somebody asked you about credits. Go to my IMBD and take a look. Okay? The 100 billion paid out so far accounts for roughly 60% of the 166 billion total collected with additional claims actively being processed by the government. So they're passing out 100, but there's another 66 billion. How long has Trump been talking about giving us a stimulus check of $2,000? And folks, $2,000 don't do shit. Okay? You know, Dominic Nunez, I hope we change the world. The world's going to be changed not by me, but not by us older people, by our Gen Z. And they're doing it. They're doing it right now. Because the Gen Z are the ones who are voting. Mandami and this guy Sayed and others, okay? They're the ones voting for them. Now you can call these people socialists, you can call them communists, all right? But our Gen Z is smarter than we are, and they want change. They don't want the same bullshit that you and I are accustomed to and been eaten up and being brainwashed all our life, okay? Everyday consumers and households who ultimately pay higher retail prices. While the tariffs were active, are not receiving direct refund. Yeah, lawmakers had questioned these companies on whether they're going to pass it back to the consumer. They had to put that in there, okay? Folks, I gotta tell you, I respect the hell out of the Gen Z. And as an 81-year-old man, I could understand exactly what they're doing. And the reason being, okay, the type of research, my gut instinct as a gangster on the streets, show me and tell me exactly what Trump and his cronies are doing to our country. And it's not good. Nothing good. Now you got the midterms, all right, coming up in November. Now, Trump's very worried about this, okay? But I don't think he's worried enough. See, one thing that Trump is very capable of doing, no matter what he does, is to pay off people in some way, shape, or manner. He does it every day of his life. Stacy, oh, so how are you, honey? Good to see you. Okay, Stacy, I did a live on TikTok this morning. Okay, I was walking around, gave my people on TikTok a little tour. All right? Yeah, folks. I'm going to make a prediction here that, all right, we got August. You got September, October, and November is the midterms. All right? You know what's going to happen? He's going to give. He's going to do that stimulus check. See? To try to get votes. He's going to do it. It's his way of paying you off. You see that? Don't you think that way? Hmm? Come on, folks, hit the fucking like button. Okay? Give me some incentive to stay here. Okay? You know, I'm starting to like TikTok. You know why TikTok? They give me flour, they give me different gifts. Okay? I get nothing over here. You want to know how much money I have made uh, on YouTube? All right, for this month so far. All right, what's the date today? The 8th? I think it's the 8th. I made $5.30 so far. All right? So don't think I'm coming here for the money. Okay? Actually, I don't even know why I'm coming here anymore. All right? I'm actually thinking of leaving. Okay? Because, folks, if you like what I'm doing, if you appreciate my words of wisdom, my 81 years on this planet, give me an incentive to come back. Okay? You're right, Stacy. I can't buy a cup of coffee with that. Okay? You know how much 8 ounces of ground coffee is in the grocery store? $11.99. You know how much I used to pay before the tariff? $6.99. So why am I paying more? Why are you paying more? You're right. I got 4 felonies on my record. You're correct there. You did a little research on me. Huh? Buy American coffee? What? I gotta be honest with you. I never even heard of American coffee. Have you? Let's see here. Yeah, lots of us got felonies. Folks, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed that I got felonies. It proves that I did something in my life. I didn't sit on my ass, okay, and let grass grow under my feet like most people. You want to call me a gangster, call mobster, whatever, call me. I was very successful in that world. Made a lot of money. I spent it as quickly as I made it, okay? I made a lot of people happy. I took care of a lot of people, okay? 609. Buy American coffee. I wouldn't buy it if it were available. Okay? We don't have coffee. We don't grow coffee here in the United States. Do we? Anybody know the answer to that? Because I sure don't. I never heard about it. Comes from other places in the world, in tropical places where the coffee is grown. Okay? Buy American coffee. You know, folks, I grew up. Oh my gosh, somebody hit me with $10 there. Who is that? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that there. Okay, 609. Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate that, my friend. You are awesome. Okay? See, folks, there's somebody there that does appreciate it. Okay? I thank you. You had no idea how much that helps. Huh? At least I could buy a cup of coffee with $10. Okay? But folks, I don't want to see you getting beat up every day. I don't want to see you getting slapped in the face every day like our government's doing to you. I don't want to see that. Okay? There's a bill that the Senate more than likely will get through and pass where we're going to give our military to Israel. Boy, $5. Thank you. Another person in there. Who's that? Thank you, 3333. Tom Tom, how are you, my friend? Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate that. God bless you, my friend. And somebody else did $2. All right, that hasn't come up. Why not? Okay, why hasn't it come up? Hmm. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see. Must be down here someplace. I don't know how to. Okay. Okay. Uh, well, I want to thank you all for hitting that. Tom Tom, where you from, Tom Tom? And somebody else sent me another $10. Okay, let's keep it rolling in, folks. Appreciate it. That gives me incentive. So I'm gonna do a little something here. I'm gonna tell you a little gangster story. I want to tell you about an FBI agent. Folks, you can't fight them. You cannot fight them. The FBI is such a close knit brotherhood that's unbelievable. In 1997, an FBI agent, because it would not become an informant, all right, he said, I will see the day you are chained, shackled, put on Con Air, and brought to NDC Brooklyn. 1997. I laughed at him. 2008, in June of 2008, he made it a reality. Yeah, 11 years later. Folks, from the first day that I entered Los Angeles when I came down from San Francisco, I was followed. I had the Gangster Squad car. I had the FBI sitting out on the street over here from where I lived then, a few blocks away. My girlfriend, she fell at the swimming pool and broke her arm. I brought her to a hospital over on Olympic Boulevard. And while I'm sitting there while the doctors are taking care of her, a detective walks in. Mr. Spado, I got to see you. I said, can't you see? My girlfriend's being treated here. Let me hand. He said, Mr. Spado, this will take 1 minute. I got up. I said, yeah, what's up, officer? He said, Mr. Spado, I want you to know that we knew about you being in Los Angeles the very first day you got here. We know you're affiliated with a Colombo crime family, and you're close friends with Sonny Franchise. We don't want you practicing your trade here in Los Angeles. I looked at him and I said, my trade? What is my trade? I don't know what he's talking about. No, I have a feeling what he's talking about. That was it. I went back inside, just like he said. They worked very closely with the FBI. And they took me down. They don't care what they do. They don't care how they do it, whether it's legal or illegal. If they want you, they're going to get you. If you're on their radar, you could bet you're going down. That's what they do. They got more manpower. They got more time. They got all the money in the world. So for any of you, and somebody asked me here earlier, hi Morgan, all right, what advice do I have for the youth of this country? My advice is no matter what you do, you gotta hustle every day, but keep it legitimate. There's a lot of things that you can do. Now, me, I am not a technology guy, but I'm smart enough to know that our world now is all about technology and AI. You see all these data centers they want to build in all these neighborhoods throughout the country. Okay? Thank you, Red Z. See, good guy there. All right? Protecting me from you folks who want to write disrespectful. But Mandy will get you right out of here. So, Red Z, I appreciate that. I want you to know. I love you too, Stacy. So, folks, yes, they'll get you. So, to the youth, okay, stay out of crime. You cannot go out your door without being on camera. In fact, they probably got cameras on me right now, right through my TV or through this phone. That's the type of the equipment that our government has. Okay? You ought to see the roof of the FBI building here in West Los Angeles. And that's not the only, any FBI in the country. Take a look and see all the equipment that they have on the roof. And that's so they can monitor you. They no longer have to get in the cars and follow you like they did in the old days. Okay? They could stay right in their office and they know what you're doing every single moment. Folks, I got a patio right there. They could put a drone there. They could put all sorts of things and they can know what I'm doing right here in my apartment and your apartment, no matter what. They know. Keep hitting that like button, folks. Okay? It says I got 11. I guess that's gifts over there. Okay, and I think those will give me them gifts. As long as it ain't for her, a child, he's fine in my book. He's a grown ass man, give him respect. Hmm. Bloodworm said he's going to send me something soon. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. You know, I know it's tough for everybody. If you're a senior, it's even rougher than ever before. Your Social Security doesn't go up that much. 2.8%. Okay? Yeah, 3333 is shocked by the prices. I just got off the phone with a friend of mine. He walks, he's a senior citizen. Okay? He used to be able to take Uber or Lyft, but the prices have increased so drastically that he cannot afford them. So he walked to the grocery store. And if you walk, you can't carry as much stuff. He spent $30 is all he spent. Folks, he had maybe 3 or 4 items in his bag, tops, for 30 or $40. I don't have to tell you. You know, you go to the grocery store, you spend $100. You don't get much no more. And it's not that our government's trying to help us to make it better. They're making it worse. But who is making all the money? Yesterday, the stock market went down. Like I predicted yesterday, it would go up today. The last time I looked at it, it went up again. You didn't make any money there. I didn't make any money there. But Trump and his cronies did. Okay? They're using this war in Iran to manipulate the stock market based on the words that comes out of Trump's mouth. Huh? Thank you, Beth. I like, fuck, I love this old guy. Thank you so much. I hope you subscribe. All right. And folks, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And please keep hitting that like button and share this video so we can get other people. Maybe they'll learn something. You know, folks, I have a saying, you heard it before, I'm going to say it again. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. He did that for a reason, but nobody knows it. He did it for the reason to do twice as much listening than talking. Now what happened, folks? You got social media. You got people that do nothing but scroll. They don't know, they don't listen, they don't take a minute to hear the person who's talking. They just scroll. Unless you're a beautiful girl, and then they might listen to you. Okay, if you're a beautiful girl, you're showing a little of your boob, okay, a little leg. Oh, these guys will go for it. They'll follow you, they'll like you, they'll give you a heart. See? And they think they've got the ability that they're going to pick that girl up. That girl, more than likely, is just a bot. So that's why I always say women are much smarter and tougher than men. Much tougher. You guys don't believe me, huh? I go in the alley and I'll go up against any one of you guys. But if I had to go up in an alley and go up against a woman, guarantee you, I would give that a second thought. Okay? Well, first of all, I don't hit women. Okay? A woman could be more tougher, brutal than a man. Alright? But what's the most money you made from Q score? What's Q score? I don't know what that is. I don't know. I want to thank you folks. It's Friday. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have some positive news, happy news to tell you. But I wanted you to know this $100 billion is not going to you, but yet you are the one who paid for it. You, me, this country, we paid for it, but they're not giving us one penny back. Is there something wrong with that picture, folks? More than definitely there is. You're being slapped in the face every single day. And here we are. We just take it because it's become such a natural thing that our government cannot, will not do anything for its people. Why do you go to Denmark, the Netherlands, other countries, and the people are happy? You know why? They get retirement programs. They get free health insurance. And it's good. Don't listen to what cable news tells you. Okay? Don't listen to that there. Okay? Because they're lying. All right? They want to tell you how bad Russia is. Okay? They want to tell you how bad Russia is. Russia's a beautiful country. You see the people going out at night there? The nightlife they have? Have you seen the restaurant, the clubs that they got? It's beautiful. You think the people in China are crying? Doug, your TV will tell you, your cable network will tell you they are, but they're not. Okay? They're taken care of. Yeah, you want to call it a communist country? It's all right. If they were that unhappy, they'd be leaving, wouldn't they? All right? Yeah, mandated reform fell into. Okay? You don't know who's a felon today, folks. So what's the big deal? Lady Godiva, and you're from Puerto Rico? Lady Godiva, my second wife was Puerto Rican. Thought I'd put that in there. And actually, in my book, at the end of my book, okay, there's a letter to her. I guarantee you, it'll make you cry once you read that letter, folks. You know what? Actually, why don't I read it to you? What do you think? You want me to read? Hmm. Here we go. Dear Rosemary, I want you to know that I still think of you often. I find that I should apologize to you for a few things. First and most importantly, I want to apologize for what happened when we lived in Little Neck, Long Island. I will not mention what it was, as we both know. I sincerely apologize to you for that. At that time, I was under federal indictment and I was just divorcing my first wife, Tony, and leaving my children, which was the toughest thing I have ever done in my life. being the first in our family to get a divorce. In an Italian family, it's not easy, folks. However, we still got married after that. And I absolutely loved you, as you were also a remarkable lady. We had a lot of good times. At 75 and single. Boy, I wrote this book six. Sorry, we had a lot of good times. And now I'm a man at 75 and single. But I can honestly say I had two of the best women in the world, and I blew it twice. Yes, I blew it. But on the other hand, I do not think I was ever built for marriage. It's just who and what I am. I did not live the kind of life to be married and have a home with a white picket fence. It's not who Lori Spado is. I hope you can understand that, and I'm sure by now you have accepted that. I also need to apologize for when we drove through that snowstorm from Florida to New York to get to my mother's for Christmas Eve. For both what I said and for my mother, who did not allow us into her home. I will never forget that, as I knew you were hurt, as I was also. We had to spend Christmas Eve in a motel room in Utica. My mother was a great lady, but she was upset with me for leaving my family. It really had nothing to do with you, so please accept my apology for that. I happen to know that you know I went to prison, and you also knew when I got released. I think the FBI must have visited you to see what you knew about me, and that they told you. Maybe this isn't what happened, but somehow you knew. It's not that important anymore, but I thought I would mention it. I hope you're still happily married and you have your daughter, Brianna, the child you always wanted. And I'm happy you have her. I hope you are well and that you can accept my apologies. If you or your family ever need me for anything, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Remember the positive and not the negative things, Rosemary, because you're a good woman. I hope someday you get to see this letter. Only want for your happiness and that you can accept my apologies. Yours always, Ori. I know a lot of you got a lot of questions. What happened in Little Neck? What happened in my mother's house when we drove from Florida? Maybe someday I'll tell you. So folks, have a great evening. Today is Friday. If you're going out tonight, be safe. I love you all. All my love and respect to all of you. Thank you so much.